Hi Virgo, it's Kendrick from Providence Tarot coming to you with your December 2019. So this is kind of like your end of the year reading, okay? I shuffle these cards, which are the Mystical Lenormand Tarot deck. This is a Swiss deck that was created in Bern, Switzerland. Anyway, excuse me. I shuffled the deck and I laid 3 cards out, and I believe one of them might have been the Tower, the other one might have been the Fox, and then the other one might have been the Scythe, right? And then I put them together and I laid them out and I saw them, and it just didn't feel like they were your cards. This card here was in there. And I figured that if any of the cards that came out before in the first shuffle wanted to come out again and were significant enough, then they would. So 2 of those cards, I believe maybe even possibly 3, did come back out. So this card came out, okay? This is like a destiny card, the cross. And then this card, the Scythe, also came out. You also have to pardon me, I'm in a different space. I'm in a transient position. I'm about to move this week, next week. So things will be different. Anyway, let's get back to your reading, Virgo. I want to thank you guys for being so loyal. You're like my most viewed, my most watched, usually, always, ever. And I just wanted to get you guys your reading before we got so far into the month, because I know you guys are probably, hopefully, waiting for some message. Let's get started. So, in the center of the reading, this is a card that I was thinking was going to come out. So I was channeling the energy of the mountain, okay? And this is talking about oppression, restriction. You might be feeling restricted by time or even by work. You have a great responsibility and you're trying to make something happen. You know, it's almost kind of like you can't get away from this responsibility. Some of you might be holding your breath. Some of you might even be feeling like you have a lump in your throat because of this responsibility. You know, it's a challenge because this person might even be taking some baggage with them in this challenge. You know what I mean? It's like those things that you hold on to that you feel like may have been restricting you, that really were just kind of like, that was just extra weight that you might have been putting on yourself, maybe even in a creative process. This is 21, and this is talking about, a 3, so this is almost like circular energy. You're coming full circle, right? And you're still having to overcome something that you probably maybe even ignored, right, in the past. Because it does talk about responsibilities, and it talks about taking action due to those responsibilities and how you acknowledge your responsibilities and your obligations. Okay, so you feel obligated, and you need to act based on this obligation. Some of you also are building some things. You might be building your business, you might be building your resume, or you might even be looking for a job or searching for work, because the 3s, this 21 reduces to a 3, and that also talks about a need for something. So some of you might even be searching for a new job. When those cards came up before, I was getting that there might have been not necessarily conflict, but the Fox probably represented someone that you possibly didn't trust at work, that you may have been isolating yourself from. You only dealt with them when you needed to, when you were working together, but for some reason you don't trust them. I don't know why. Maybe you saw the way that they dealt with someone else or some other situations, or maybe you just feel this kind of way about this person. Sorry, guys. And that's why the Scythe comes up. The Scythe is also talking about, the wounded healer or some things from the past. So there could be some things from the past that you are acknowledging that may still have some attachment. You may still have some attachment to, even though you move past those points, right? Of mistrust or distrust. Anyway, I don't know why I keep clearing my throat. Maybe you guys have something to say. Or maybe you never even got a chance to say some things you may have wanted to say, or you may have wanted to, share, right? Because the 3s are also talking about sharing. Anyway, this card talks about, this is the wish card, this is stars, it's very Aquarian, you know what I mean? It's talking about how you see yourself in a bigger scenario, in a bigger picture. What is your perspective? How is your perspective allowing you to move forward, if it has changed? And if it hasn't changed, how can you, move forward knowing what you know now, That's funny. But anyway, it's the acknowledgement of the reciprocity. You know what I mean? Your existence, that you're meant to sort of move forward in life. You're meant to evolve. You know, Uranus rules Aquarius, and this card is very Aquarian, and that is talking about, you know, dealing with changes as they come, right? The sevens are also related to the seventh house of Libra, and Uranus, the planet that rules Aquarius in the modern day, is the esoteric ruler of Libra. So some of you guys could be dealing with the Libra, or some of you guys could be wishing that a situation was more fair, right? Or you could be seeking fairness in a situation, right? And you might even be feeling like looking for this fairness is kind of like futile, you know? Also, we're dealing with some things that you kind of like felt like were going to happen anyway. You know, you may have even had a feeling, but you allowed yourself to kind of like submit to some situation, right? You sacrificed some things, right? Because you knew that you were going to have to in order to get what you wanted, or to get where you were going to try to go. Because this is a 12 and it's related to the 12th house. And then it's also a 9, right? This 3 and the 6 here, that's very Jupiter, Sagittarian. So this is a very Piscean card of destiny, right? So this is saying that you feel something has served its purpose, because you have a card of karma, the mountain, which is representative of Capricorn energy, right? And it's a 21. So if you think about tarot in the world, I did say something about coming full circle, and the 3s are definitely talking about, you know, circles, right? 3 is very significant to the 3rd house of Mercury, which is also very significant to Venus, right? Or the number 3. And Venus is definitely exalted, you know, in Pisces. So this is talking about trying to create some harmony for yourself out of change, right? And it's really good because, you know, you like change, Virgo. And also, I'm sorry about my hands and my fingers and everything. I'm holding my phone right now. It's a different setup. And then at the bottom of the reading right here with these cards, this is talking about fortune. This is talking about money, okay? And this is talking about business going well for you. See what I'm saying? This is also maybe you meeting someone. You may even have an interview, right? Because it's a 2, it's related to Gemini. So there might be an interaction, right? A consultation of sorts, or an interview that goes really well, or you might even get a chance to get an interview somewhere for a new job, because the fish are definitely talking about abundance, it's talking about wealth, it's talking about money, and it's talking about people that help you get from one place to another financially, right? When we think of Pisces, or when we think of fish, we think of Pisces, definitely, right? We're also thinking of Venus here, because this is number 34. That is a representative of the number 7, which is talking about money and finances. Fish really do represent that. So I feel like some of you are starting to get a little bit, you know, you might be getting more comfortable with your money, some of you guys, and how to use it, how to spend it, how to make your money work for you. And some of you might actually be in search of more money, or in search of getting what you feel like you deserve, right? Because with this Lenormand spread, you read it across, up, down, and diagonally. So there's so many different scenarios and so many different stories here for everybody, okay? And I started in the center of this, but here we go with you making some choices, right? Some definitive choices that are going to be, you know, crucial to you attaining something, or setting some reality in place for yourself that's going to be meaningful. It's almost like you feel like you want to experience a level of growth, right? You've traveled, you've moved forward, you want to feel like this sense of completion, or a level up. You know what I mean? It's like, well, at least I feel like I'm getting somewhere. You know what I mean? You're not stuck. And that's what these 7s are talking about, movement forward. You want to get somewhere. You want to travel. This is also very like Sagittarian energy. You know what I mean? Even though it is Aquarius. Because I feel like in esoteric astrology, is it Jupiter that rules Aquarius? I'll have to like to check that out, but I feel like there's some significance to that. Anyway, you guys are definitely looking for something better. You're looking for something more. There might have been some things in the past that you feel like you want to get away from, in terms of like, you know, work, your career, your professionalism, your level of professionalism, people that see the same things that you do in your industry, or people that, you know, have the same level of understanding of what's important in your industry. You want to align yourself with people like that. You know, you want to be able to share within that experience of progress that is helping to bring about change for you and for other people. And that's what this tree is here for. You know, this is Virgo energy, and it also is a 5. It's talking about what you can create from what's already there for you. You know what I mean? It's like you have your talents, you have your capabilities, right? With this 5 being here, the 5th house is Leo, and that's what comes before Virgo, which is this card, you know? And the house or the sign that's behind the one that we're focused on is the one that's being blocked. So you might even be feeling like your creativity is being blocked right now, and you're trying to help something flourish. You know what I mean? That's what's of importance to you. And that's why we're talking about karmic destiny, and we're talking about time, and you moving past, and you maturing, and you getting, you know, because this tree is representative of something that is maturing, or something that has matured. You know, it has life on it, right? It is alive and it has life on it, right? So it's almost like the tree is giving back to nature. Nature's giving back to the tree. We're talking about reciprocity coming from your creative process, and you owning up to the fact that you want to, you know, be the authority in your life that brings about change, right? Because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about seasons as well. So see, you may even be feeling like the seasons of your life have changed, right? With this tree, because any sort of like, growth or trees, anything like that, that's representative of the seasons, because we know that the trees sort of adapt to the change of the seasons. Okay, so you could be adapting to some change, right? And you understand that, and that is definitely still trining this energy here of this Capricorn card, right? Then we're looking at what you're engaging in and what you allow and what you're committing to here. You feel like you want to commit to something new that's going to help you get from one place to another. I think that there might be something that's going to be offered to you, and it could come in the form of like this interview that we're talking about, or maybe something that's going to give you an opportunity to engage in some sort of pleasurable experience, something that might be celebrating beauty or creativity, right? It might be like a new way for you to do something, because this is a Taurus card. And right now, Virgo, Taurus always is going to trine you. But you have Uranus and Taurus right now, okay? And Uranus is a higher octane of Mercury. And right now, Mercury, I believe, is in Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. That's your planet, okay? And you have a Sagittarius card right next to this Taurus card, talking about change, talking about movement forward, talking about luck, because that's the clover. The clover is representative of luck, and it's talking about luck that gets you from one place to another, with it being a 2 here. And it's reflective of what you feel like you deserve, because we are looking for some reciprocity here, right? Okay. Also, you know, you might be feeling really good about this. You might even be feeling more optimistic about this opportunity that you see in front of you, right? Because the dog is talking about a trusted friend, or it's also just talking about optimism, faith, trust. You know, the dog is represented in the Fool card, and that is Uranus. And I was just talking about that. So you have that sort of like that reference back to the Fool here, with something being offered and there being an opportunity here, okay? And then there being the clover and Sagittarius, that's, you know, that's cosmic energy, okay? What else are we talking about? We're talking about you dodging a bullet, probably. Not literally. We're talking about you getting over some things from the past, right? So sometimes when we get over some of the things that have sort of controlled us from the past, we're sort of like dodging, you know, aligning with ourselves with that old energy. So that's what I mean by, you know, dodging a bullet. You do have some things here that are kind of like, there's some people that you may have not been able to trust in the past, you see, with this being here. This could also stand for a female person. You know, this could have been a female person at work, or somebody that you might have been close to, or you may have had some sort of like intimate relationship with, some sort of shared resource, right? Maybe shared an office space or something like that with someone. Maybe you shared a project with someone, and maybe you felt like it wasn't fair. Maybe this person tried to control many different aspects of this creative process, or maybe they weren't able to, you know, make fair decisions or fair choices on behalf of everyone. You know, this is very Mars energy, with this being Scorpio card, and sometimes Scorpio is a little deceptive. They can be resentful, they can be jealous, they can be controlling, they can be obsessive, you know, that energy, okay? Because I know some Scorpios that are wonderful, right? But I still know some people that have Scorpio energy, and sometimes it doesn't play out so well, right? Everybody has it, but if you have planets there, it's even more significant for you. Never mind a conjunction, okay? But this is also talking about trying to achieve balance out of a toxic situation, right? And you see that 7 there, referring back to the 7th house, okay, which is Libra. And you have a Libra card right here, talking about getting over a situation, dodging a situation that you felt like wasn't going to serve you or wasn't going to be good for you. See what I mean? We're looking for prosperity, right? We're looking for change that's going to be good for us. We're not looking for change that's going to make things more difficult for us. We're trying to flourish. We're trying to grow. You know what I mean? We're trying to also be very safe and be very careful. You know what I mean? Know our surroundings, right? You know, this could have been people that you may have worked for that owned a business, right? Because I did see that Tower card at the beginning, and that's Saturn energy, and this is Capricorn energy. This could be talking about, you know, moving away from feeling like you have been struggling in the past to achieve something, right? Kind of like feeling tired of that, wanting to move past that, okay? Wanting to just be more. You know, what are your wishes? What are the things that you felt like you couldn't do before that were just kind of not even outside the box, just like you not having that confidence in yourself to believe that you could make it happen, right? Because this is a wish, right? And this is confidence and things like that. And then this is like, oh, the challenge isn't making it happen. And sometimes this is giving up. You know what I mean? So if some of you have given up on something, I'm telling you, don't give up on it, you know, because there's a lot here that can be gained, right? Also, you know, maybe you did have to give up on something because there might have been some devious, you know, behavior. There might have been some things that you didn't trust. That Fox card did come up before with the Tower next to it, with this card next to it as well, you know. So that might be putting an end to the drama, right? And moving forward. Okay, and making you feel so much better. This could even be with a friend, you know, because this dog does talk about a trusted friend. I don't know why that happened. But maybe you don't trust a friend anymore. Maybe that's why that Scorpio card just came and went in reverse like that. It should have never done that. You know, it was over here on the side just waiting for me to, like, you know, come back to it. Wow, Virgo, this is interesting. Some of you might even be feeling like, you know, some of you might even be getting engaged, right? To somebody that you trust and you love, that's a friend, right? Or some of you might be, you know, experiencing a friend getting engaged or something like that. Yeah, you know, work, creativity. Some of you guys need to, like, pull yourself away from the drama sometimes so that you can recharge. You know, some of you guys need to be a little bit more optimistic right now. I know that things are hard, things are challenging, things are difficult. You're doing a lot, right? Sagittarius season, that squares you. Finding difficulties and going too far, or just kind of like doing too many things that distract you. You might even be feeling a little bit distracted from, you know, the things that you want to be doing or you want to be spending more time on. Making some choices, okay? Some decisions, right, that are going to bring about more prosperity and more growth for you, okay? All right, I think that's going to be it for now, Virgo. Thank you so much. And happy 2020, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all of that jazz. You know, I was very busy working and doing things like that, so I got a little bit behind on my videos, but I'm just trying to get some out before the end of the year, okay? And I'm a tight space right now. But that's just because, like, I chose to do the reading on the fly like this. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Like, share, and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram. It's Providence Tarot. My personal account is NYC Kendrick.